now we have Charleston White, who has had some choice thoughts on everyone's favorite WNBA lightning rod, Angel Reese. So Charleston White was a guest on Jeff Teague's podcast. Jeff Teague, former NBA player. I think his best years were with the Hawks. He now hosts a podcast called The Club 520. Charleston White was a guest on the show. Charleston White basically said certain things about Angel Reese, and I guess via association, Jeff Teague and his show is getting the flack on the internet for allowing Charleston White to say this or publishing the content. But Charleston White was basically saying that he feels like Angel Reese is a streetwalker, or rather, she is a wannabe streetwalker. He said that he doesn't think Angel Reese actually wants to play basketball. That he thinks she wants to be a streetwalker, and she'll be starting OnlyFans soon and all of this other kind of stuff. And the internet is mad at Jeff Teague in the podcast for those comments. They felt like they should have put a muzzle on Charleston White. But I watched the video and I felt like they were basically disagreeing with him.
Right.
But they're not going to censor the guy and they're not going to not air the episode. So I don't know what you want them to do. But this says Jeff Teague under fire for airing Charleston White's inappropriate Angel Reese comments. The Club 520 podcast hosted by Jeff Teague, DJ Wells, and Bishop B. Hen recently invited Charleston White as their latest special guest, and it didn't take long for the conversation to stir up some controversy. Moreover, all these individuals came under fire for White's sexualizing comments about Chicago Sky forward Angel Reese, suggesting that she should do OnlyFans and dunk in some panties. I think Angel Reese want to sell sex, he remarked at one point. This not only got the social media commentator in hot water, but also put the Club 520 crew in the crosshairs. It's sadly not the only similar narrative that the WNBA star has faced. Just don't talk about the W if you can't even pretend to respect the people involved. NBA and WNBA reporter Nikias Duncan expressed regarding the Charleston White and Angel Reese controversy. While Jeff Teague and company were not the ones who made the inappropriate comments, people online scolded them for laughing along despite their attempts to redirect the conversation and for sharing this kind of sentiment on their platform in the first place. Apart from that Angel Reese controversy, Charleston White's appearance on Club 520 also held some interesting claims about a planned Joe Budden interview. Joe Budden had booked me N-word, he remarked, but then I made some comments about Cassie and Diddy was getting high, freaking, effing, and fighting like most people do in the ghetto. He ain't want no interview with me after that. So Joe Budden pulled from the podcast. I didn't push the Charleston White interview because of his Puff comments. Puff is grown, Budden responded via Twitter. I rescheduled because he was talking about someone's dead son right after he was murdered. It was too fresh for me at that time. Peace and love to all. Meanwhile, Charleston White doesn't hate on every athlete out there as he recently defended Travis Hunter amid the drama with his fiance. But it's clear that Angel Reese's comments went too far and caused a lot of negativity. Conversations like these almost always talk down on their subjects, and those with respect for the WNBA have had enough. So all relevant links, of course, will be in the description of this video. To not risk being flagged for copyright, I'm not going to play the clip from that particular show because they are popular and they do have a lot of followers and subscribers. But you can definitely hit the link and actually see the clips in this article for yourself of what Charleston White had to say there. But suffice to say, everybody on the Club 520 essentially disagreed with what Charleston White said. But Charleston White said that Angel Reese ain't trying to play basketball. He thinks that, like Shaq said, they should dunk in panties. And he feels like Angel Reese is trying to sell Punani and that she don't want to be basketball and that she should start OnlyFans. And a lot of people are all up in arms because they feel like he was being disrespectful towards Angel Reese. So what do you make of this whole controversy?
Well, I mean, I agree with you. So I feel like, Jeff Teague and them, because they were doing their thing as far as, yeah, man, we ain't gonna do that, trying to get in the way of it. They weren't with it, So Charleston was being Charleston, explosive and clickbaity. And, they were just laughing it off like, hey man, come on, bro, you wild for that. And so what are they gonna do? Not air it? They paid this guy. They paid this guy to come on to be Charleston White. He does something Charleston Whitish, and they air it. So what are they gonna do? Cut that out? So I
Yeah.
guess it's a moral thing that these guys are being held to because there was the ability to not air that part where they're talking about their queen, Angel Reese. So, and look, man, as far as Charleston White goes, I mean, at this point, his whole persona at this point is well documented. He's even come out himself on numerous occasions, basically saying that he used to be out here with a suit and tie, going to legislative offices and trying to get things done and blase splees, but there was no movement. But as soon as he got on the internet, started cussing and being a wild man and saying clickbaitish stuff, he started to get all the attention that he needed to get out the messages that he felt as though need to get out. So Angel Reese has, in my opinion, put herself in a position where she's opened herself up for this level of scrutiny. I think Angel is a new person. I think Angel is a product of baddie culture, and she wants to be. I mean, she's a pretty young lady, and so she goes out there just trying to be a baddie, which is what a lot of young ladies do. And part of being a baddie is sexualizing yourself a lot. So as a basketball player, you normally see them look like they go to sleep with boxes with the hole in it. You know what I'm saying? Most of them look like they go to sleep in that. All right. But Angel Reese, you know what I'm saying? She's curvaceous and she, carries herself like a woman traditionally did. did. So she has her ways about her where some yeah, the young people ways where people looking like hey man, what's all this sexualization? And then even Angel Reese has like, oh, I'm being sexualized. It's like the way you carry yourself, whether you know it or not, is highly sexual.
Right.
And it's just like the Dave Chappelle joke where what I'm saying, you're wearing a horse uniform. Excuse my
Right.
French.
Right.
So when people start coming towards you and start or saying things about you that you don't care for, and it's like, hey, well, you can't wear that uniform and then go outside. You can't wear that uniform and then post a picture of it because now people are going to be like, oh, she's a fireman. Clearly, she's always wearing the fireman's clothes. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, Charleston White, me looking at what he normally does, is that he attacks it in a sense where he gonna say what he says in a very explosive and inflammatory way. And then what he was getting at basically is she carries herself like one of these OF girls, these baddies girls, this baddie culture stuff. And there's a way to carry yourself as a young person, as a woman, that's got class and elegance to it. But you don't have you people are not going to associate class and elegance with ass cheeks hanging out. They're just not going to do that. So I get where Angel's coming from. I get where the detractors are coming from. But I think people need to get where Charleston was coming from. That if she wants respect, she has to conduct herself in that way. And I'm not saying that she doesn't respect herself. I think she's part of baddie culture. So, and as far as the Jeff T guys, like I said, they did the best they could to try to calm this man down. They paid this man so they can get on the conscious approach, and they did it. So they won. They did their jobs. But what are your thoughts, man, on Charleston White calling out Angel Reese, and the people calling out Charleston White, and the people that's calling out Jeff T, wanting him to get canceled just for airing the damn thing. What are your thoughts, man?
I'm not even going. I'm not going to acknowledge the people who are mad at Jeff Teague because it's not even worth me bringing it up. Like I'm
I
not.
feel that.
The people who are mad at Jeff Teague and his platform are ridiculous. That they're not even worth me talking about because what do you want the man to do? Like that is ridiculous to me. So I'm just going to completely disregard that. I'm trying to find. There's one particular outfit that she wore that
Mhm.
went mega viral, and I'm trying to find it. And I found it. Oh, okay, I found it. Okay, good. I found this. So here's the thing. I think everything you're saying is correct. Look, I'm not here to be Mr. Women should wear this and women should wear that. Whatever. People do whatever they want. My whole thing is, and I've said this before, too many of us try to live in a rainbows and unicorns universe. Like this is not pie in the sky. If you behave in certain ways, there's going to be a reaction to that. And I know you want to recreate a world in which you can do whatever you want and people aren't going to say anything, but that's not
Mhm.
actually reality.
Right.
So I can't run down the street cussing people out and think that everyone's gonna just disregard it as whatever behavior. Like, oh, pay that guy no mind, even though he's running around cursing people out. People are
Mhm.
gonna look at me and they're gonna say, why is this person acting deranged? And then far be it for me to jump onto the internet and blame those people for judging me for calling me out for being deranged in public.
Right.
Like maybe I'm just being deranged in public. It is what it is. But we just want to recreate the world in our own image, in which we can do and say whatever we want, and people just have to roll with it judgment free. And that might be nice to write on a movie script for a movie. It isn't really the way things work. It's not.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, um, if people want to get mad at Charleston White, go ahead. The same people who are going to get mad at Charleston White would also get mad at Don Imus for saying something. They'd also get mad. They'd also get mad at They'd also get mad at Howard Stern for saying something controversial. Like Charleston White is a shock jock.
Right.
That's what he is. So if you feel some type of way about Charleston White, I hope you also feel some type of way about Howard Stern because they're one and the same. It just so happens that Charleston White comments on urban culture and Howard Stern comments on Caucasian culture, if you want to call it that. But it's opposite sides of the same coin. You're dealing with a shock jock. These people say things with a certain level of oomph and emphasis to get a rise out of you, to get a
Mhm.
reaction. But that
Mhm.
doesn't mean that what they're saying is completely and entirely devoid of merit.
Mhm.
Um, Angel Reese, I agree with you. She looks at herself as one of these new age women who happens to play in the WNBA.
Yeah.
She wants to be an influencer. She wants to
Mhm.
be viewed as sexually empowered. She wants to
Mhm.
be a bad chick.
Mhm.
She's going to flaunt her. She's going to show off her body. She's going to wear the sheer dresses and the see through outfits. She
Mhm.
wants to be one of these chicks who are looked at in the same sort of desirable context as these internet women. She wants to be that way, but she also wants to be respected as a basketball player. She wants all of
Right.
it. She wants all of
Right.
it. That's what she wants. And if you try to cast any aspersions based upon the way that she dresses, she'll then call you out for being a hater or for judging or
A
for, as the
misogynist.
article puts it, sexualizing her. Yeah. And it's like, listen, Angel Reese, I'm not sexualizing you. You're sexualizing yourself.
Right,
Like,
man.
I'm not forcing you to post this stuff. You're doing
Right.
that.
Right.
I'm not forcing you to wear these outfits. You're doing that. But what
100.
you want to do is live in this alternate reality where you can do these things and no one says anything.
Right.
Like that's just not reality. It's not reality. So if you want to get mad at Charleston White for saying that, go ahead. But in my opinion, she does carry herself as though she wants to be uh uh what's the word? Like a what's the word? like Madonna and these other people. There's a term for people like this.
I can't.
Sex something.
Sex symbol?
Sex symbol. There you go.
Yeah,
Like,
there you.
yeah, like I think she wants to be a sex symbol.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
she wants to simultaneously be a sex symbol and basketball player.
yeah.
And if like all you have to do is juxtapose Angel Reese's social media behavior to a lot of other WNBA players. They don't post that. They're not doing that kind of stuff. You know, the ones who are the ones who are
Oh man, I'm about to get canceled by what I'm about to say.
like so for the WNBA players who are heterosexual.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me
Okay.
take that back. Let me take that back. I'm gonna
Okay.
take that back. For the WNBA players who are feminine, because you can like women but still be feminine, so you still do the same thing.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay.
so for the WNBA,
Okay.
for all of the WNBA players who are feminine, like most of them are on some Caitlin Clark stuff, where it's like, hey, I'm feminine, I'm hetero, I like guys, or maybe I don't like guys, but I'm still feminine. But if you look on Caitlin Clark's Instagram, she's not trying to be a sex symbol. Like, you know, a lot of them aren't on that. But if you look on Angel Reese's Instagram, she's like actively trying to be a sex symbol.
Yeah.
And like when you do stuff like when you wear stuff like this, right? So this went mad viral, right? They even put this on Inside the NBA on TNT because of how viral it went and how she was looking. So it's stuff like this. I'm not even gonna play the sound, right?
There you go.
So the front of her top says mother, and the back of it says effer with the U part as a song.
Wow.
But the bottom of it, as you can see, is a see-through, and you see everything. You see her cheeks.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even notice the words on her shirt. So
Yeah. So like, she's wearing the outfits. She's actively now. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you want to call me out for sexualizing her? Go ahead, but I would suggest she sexualized herself when she put that on. She wanted to
man,
feel
you're a
good.
pig. You're not supposed to see all of that.
Yeah, I'm being a misogynist, right? So like, apparently, her wearing that is my fault,
Yes.
and apparently, her wearing that is Charleston White's fault.
No. It's not your fault. You're just a scumbag for associating that with sex.
Right, because I shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
Like,
It's just clothes.
I shouldn't be thinking about sex when I see this.
Yeah, it's just clothes, bro.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
you got a problem.
Right, I'm the one with the issue. Yeah, I'm the one with the issue. I am. You're right. I'm the one with the issue. So look, she signed up for this. All right, she signed up for this. She wants to be a bad chick who's also a WNBA player. She wants to holler at all of the guys that all of the chicks that the NBA players go for, all of the chicks that the rappers go for. She wants to be one of those women. That's why she was on her podcast with Shaq, trying to figure out how to make men be men. Because she wants those kind of guys to capitulate to what she wants out of life. She views herself in that vein. And I just kind of feel like you get what you ask for by positioning yourself for that. Right or wrong, fair or unfair. I am not here to litigate this, people. This is the way the world is. And I think she sexualizes herself. And anyone who calls her out for that, to me, isn't part of the problem. They're trying to be a part of the solution, as far as I'm concerned.
Hey man, 100, bro. And yeah, send me that clip for market research. I didn't see that one before. I gotta do market research or just a thorough investigation just to make sure all my points were valid. But in all seriousness, yeah, man, well said. This whole thing here, see, we're supposed to be walking around with this double mind because they're double-minded. And I'm not doing that. Everybody sees, all males see sex. Everybody sees, even the women. Whenever you're dressing and acting like that, being provocative. And but she wants to be provocative when she puts it on. She turns around in the mirror and goes, "Oh yeah, that looks good," and then she walks out. So when a guy goes and sees that, and whatever, or when she posed took a picture and put it on Instagram or wherever, she knows what she's doing. But at the same time, like you said, she wants to be respected as, or whatever else. Because it's not like people can't respect her as a basketball player and also see that she's doing this. But when Charleston White looked like she's trying to be pushing the P out here. All right. when he's making that comment, he's saying that, look, I'm seeing all of this stuff out here that you acting more like them instead of acting like a professional athlete. And so he has this boondocksian way of getting his point across. And people are not gonna like it. But this has no disrespect on the W. This is no shade. this is no shade or any, like, not trying to take women's rights somehow magically by saying this. This is, men aren't scum of the earth because he made he made an observation. If you want respect, conduct yourself like it. And whether Angel Reese knows it or not, or anybody else that are the detractors are aware of it or not, wearing clothes that of streetwalkers, you're not going to get very much respect at all. So yeah, man, a lot going on here, but man, points well taken, man. This is we can't have the double mind out here.
I mean, this is more social deconstruction.
Yeah.
This is more attempts at social anarchy.
Yep.
It's not that what we're supposed to do is be able to look at this and, like, not leap to the conclusion that she's sexualizing herself.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, I know. To me, that's an irrational form of thinking.
Right.
But that's what people in that thought process would have you believe, that her dressing like that is actually fundamentally not sexualizing herself. And it isn't because that's true. It's because we want to kind of redefine what everything means. So we want to turn this into, that's not sexualization.
Right.
It's just her being, fill in the blank with any other adjective, expressive,
expressing,
empowered, whatever word you want to use, right? So, like, now that has less to do with sexualization and more just to do with individualism.
Yeah, which is
therefore capitulating to labeling it in any sort of sexualized way is sort of like, being a villain at that point. Like, you're doing the judgmental thing. And that's all a part of trying to redefine everything, recreate everything. We just need to deconstruct it all so that we can create new definitions. And it becomes our responsibility to reprogram our brains to go against our instinctive nature and to glean it in a whole new way. And to me, that is highly illogical.
And I agree. And this is the last thing I'll say, because all of this stuff, this plausible deniability that's going on out here in the world too, where she can dress like this, but she ain't like that. And I'm not supposed to judge her like she like that, but she dressing like that. But if you find out she like that, then was I wrong? You know what I'm saying? So this whole thing is, stop living like that. Stop living this ambiguous life where I'm supposed to always assume the good because whatever. I'm the sick person because I'm seeing what I see. Like this stuff, that whole line of logic need to go. But like you said, that's all part of the social deconstruction thing. That that's what I'm supposed to call this type of athlete that couldn't compete against his own group of people, so he have to change and be another. And I gotta be okay with that. I'm not okay with that. That's not how it goes. So the same thing with this, man. And just like how I said with the Dave Chappelle joke, man, if you out there and you're wearing that uniform, I expect these types of things, you to be doing these type of tasks. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not, then why are you wearing that? So, yeah, man, I'm with you, man. This social deconstruction, bro. They're trying to play games with your brain. Yeah. And people that's been here, you know what I'm saying, that's getting all of this stuff, we go, hey, man, what's going on? But the younger people that are coming up in this are growing up with the double-mindedness. And that's why we're seeing such chaotic behavior, is because there's dual-minded people running around.
Yeah.
So Yeah, man, I can't with this stuff, man.
Yeah, I just think I think it's very irrational. I really do. And if you want to get mad at the semantics of it, cause would you feel happier about it if Charleston White didn't use the language that he used? Because
Right,
to me, he's just calling it out for what it is. She sexualizes herself.
right,
Like, so for him to leap to the conclusion that she should start OnlyFans, well, she dresses like she does OnlyFans.
exactly.
Sorry, but she does. But she doesn't, because we're trying to live in a new world where you can
Right.
dress like that and that association not be made.
Yeah.
So it's all bogus. It's a joke to me. But at the end of the day, we are who we are. And I believe that if you actively sexualize yourself, any reaction therein is deserved and earned. And if you don't want to be sexualized, then just don't sexualize yourself. I don't know what else to say.
Well said, sir. Well said.
And that's no shade on Angel, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
She's
man.
just
Shout out to Angel, man. She's just a product of today's society. But lower the rims, guys. I'm still on that.
yeah.
Lower the damn rims. Hey, man.